Okay, we're recording and we have sound, as far as we know. All right. Okay, so we're going to try and go back into the original hive. There's been some activity. We might even flip the reducer today, but want to get in and take a look and see if we've had any good activity from the queen. Last time we were in, we found that the queen had not gotten out of the cage, so we released her. I'll take the smoker. We'll smoke the top. If you want to smoke it, just smoke it around the edges here. Okay, that's good. Let's see what happens if I lift it. Okay, we're not glued down. Yeah, I think it's because of the fact that the way this one's built, the bees don't necessarily get inside of here. So it's almost all eaten. I should be aware that I'm grabbing bees here, shouldn't I? Is there anything on the bottom of here?
Yes.
A lot of bees?
Bees and honey or comb.
Okay, that's the pollen.
Oh.
I guess we should have maybe brought this down over here a little closer.
This has definitely less aggressive. We're not getting swarmed yet.
Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is you always have to pick a side to start from. So we'll start from this side. Start bringing frames out. That fall?
Yeah.
Well, that's the way it's going to be. Okay. Nothing on that frame. We'll just put it down here.
Should there be at this point?
Well, if you see it on this one here. So we're moving to the second one.
Activity, they're at least on it.
And so you can see that there's some comb activity on this frame. If you look on this side, there's definitely comb activity happening. So the bees are starting to do something. Let's give them a smoke. Over here, this is where we're going to be.
The wind's blowing that way.
Okay, well, put some leaves in there so we get some actual smoke. Okay, that's good. All right, so this will be the third frame. I'm not making the comb in the pattern that I'd like to see, but they are doing some comb here. The bees are on this frame. This is the third frame in, so nothing on this side. Back in you go. Getting into the center of the hive where we should see the most activity. That's good.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Oh, look at that.
That's good.
Okay, this seems to be, see the colors in there? That's pollen being packed away in there. We've got some good honeycomb being built. I'm looking to see, there's no brooding activities. That's probably capping honey there. This side, same, we have honeycomb being built. We have bees all over the place. See the lump of bees where they're all sort of congregating? Make sure you get the picture of that, because that's the kind of behavior you see with a queen. They tend to all jump around and be on top of the queen, protect her. Okay. The fingers were getting sore. All right.
Smoked out. They don't seem as stuffed as the last time we were in there.
Wow. I wonder if that's all from the pollen patty.
Would that maybe account for the color that you saw that?
Oh, you know what? I'm seeing, whoops, I'm seeing larvae in here.
Ooh.
So if you get a good close-up of the
There's the queen.
open cells. Oh yeah, there's the queen. There she is.
Little red dot.
Yep, I forgot she's marked.
She's more active than I thought she'd be. I thought she'd just be hanging out.
Yep. Now see if you can get a good close-up of these open cells toward the bottom of the frame, because you can, if you look deep inside, you'll see the larva.
Change the angle a little, yeah. Lower ones.
Right in between here. Up in here.
Yeah, do you see them? Well, I did see the larva. That means we have a laying queen. And that could mean that the tan capping that we see here is all brood.
Good.
So we have 2 frames of a lot of brood. Let's give them another smoking. I just dropped that a little sharply, and they get kind of angry when you bump them. Okay, good enough. All right, let's move to the next one. Okay. Once again, okay, so we're getting further away from the center, so you're going to see a little less activity. I'm seeing that this is mostly full of nectar. This is going to end up being mostly honey, I think, in this one. Flip it over. And I think that's all brood. Okay. Pollen and honey. So there, move. Yeah. Okay, that's from the pollen patty.
Okay.
Because that's pretty. They eat a lot of it, yeah. All right. Once again, we're getting further away from the center where the queen's activity is, but we do have honeycomb being built on this frame. The bees are busy. They're doing pretty much what I want them to be. See, you have a little bit of pollen packed in that one cell that gives you that yellow color.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Is it worth like rotating them so they build on both sides, or will they eventually?
No,
just
we want them to feel that their home hasn't been messed with. Yeah. Oh, I just grabbed the bee. That wasn't cool. You got out. All right. Now looking from here, I think we're going to find that nothing's happening.
Yeah.
So interesting. Bees moved this direction, so we have 1, 2, 3 frames of no activity.
I wonder if that has something to do with the
Where the patty was?
maybe. I was thinking maybe how the opening is. Yeah.
It could be. Could be. Yeah. Like I said, I think what we probably want to do is to expand the hole for them. But all right, so this is okay. We'll feed them again so that they have the sugar. Yeah. Just want to put them back in the same order they came out.
Good job, little guys.
All in all, pretty happy with what's going on in here. This is kind of burr comb here, but I don't want to take it off. If I was being very proactive, I should probably cut that out. I can feel the bees bumping into my veil. It's a little bit disconcerting. All right. All right, so.
You ready for the next layer?
Yeah, we're going to put the, remember there's bees on that. If you grab it, be aware.
You want me to grab it? I have gloves.
Oh, that's right. It fell on the ground too. So.
Oh, yeah.
More of that.
They're not.
There's a couple. How long will you keep the extruder on?
Basically until we feel that we have a fully functioning hive. Sorry. Basically, we would keep the entrance reducer on until we felt that they were strong enough to really take care of themselves. It serves two purposes. It keeps bees from raiding this, okay, so it will keep invaders out. Plus, it also closes down the opening because if we're going to have cold weather, then they don't have to worry about cold air getting in. But I think we're probably at a point where we can flip it so they can have the bigger opening. So we'll do that. Yep, let's pour the sugar water in. Got a couple of bees that got in here when it was out, but they're drowning. Not much I can do about it. Well, you know what? I can probably pull them out.
Now they owe you their life.
Yeah.
These just drunk on sugar.
Yeah.
They're eating the sugar, and the sugar, in theory, gives them the ability to make the wax, and that's kind of what we want them to do at this point, is build as much wax as possible. All right, anybody on there that needs to be convinced to leave? That is some sort of a bug. Yeah, we don't want him in there. Put the cover back on, and then we'll change the entrance reducer. Does that look flat?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty level.
Okay, good. All right, smoke the front of that for me. Okay. Get off. Okay. Oops, too far. Okay, so we now have the bigger opening for the bees to go in and out. Is that the soaked one?
Yeah. Some right down here.
Okay.
Trying to dry out.
Yeah, hopefully the other ones will come and lick him a little bit, and then he'll get drier and be able to crawl in and then be able to survive. Every time you go in, you do end up killing some bees. It's just the way of the world. Some of them will get crushed in the process. You just hope that you don't damage the queen while you're doing that. So, okay, this hive is where I was being overly optimistic and hoping we'd be able to put a second story on, but that's not going to happen today. We want to go to the other hive just for the purpose of putting the feeder back on it. When we went in on Wednesday, we didn't have any sugar water to put in, so I took the feeder off. I put the inner cover back on, and we have a rabbit checking out the yard.
They want to mix the beans.
So let's see what we have going on here.
Look at that pop rat.
Oh, a little raccoon.
Yeah.
I'm
sure you get a
Something
bad
with a thumb.
Yeah, skunks are the natural enemy of the bees. They don't seem to mind being stung, so they'll eat the bees as they come out. All right, so these guys, okay, because of the fact that the feeder's not on here, they've glued the top down. So give it a good smoking all around, because they're going to be a little angry. There's going to be a snap when the lid comes off. Okay, be ready to smoke them again. We'll work from this side. When I get it up a little bit, smoke them again. Smoke them. Okay, let's let it be for a second. Let them figure out the need to get out. And let's go. Okay. All right. There we go.
Yeah.
They don't like this type of honeycomb that they're making. It's not proper. All right. The question is, should we leave the pollen patty there? They're eating it, so maybe we just leave it for them.
Might as well, right?
Yeah. You can hear a nice hum inside the hive there. So.
Mic in there.
So hopefully that we're going to be okay. All I'm going to do is I'm going to put the water, the feeder back on top of it, and we'll fill it with some new sugar water. Get out the way.
Smoker walked away.
Yeah, I saw that. Okay, we'll get the smoker back over here. We'll smoke this so I can scrape the rest of this burr comb off the top. So you can see that they have enjoyed the patty, the pollen patty. So we'll just leave it in there for them. I want to get this off of here so you have smoke over on this side. Yeah, oh, that's smoking good. Get over here a little bit. Okay, that should get them out of the way. Okay. And one more. Getting any bees there or not? Kind of smoky, can't see through the smoke. Okay. All right, so right before I bring the the feeder over, give them a good smoking. I guess you can do that now just to make sure nobody's on top that'll get crushed. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, just so that there's none on top, because if they're on top, they're going to get crushed.
Little
Retreat.
guy.
Retreat.
You think they're behaving as if they do have a queen though?
Well, they're behaving a little bit less aggressive than they did last time. I don't want to open it up. I want to give them another few days just to recover from me having been in there just a few days ago. So we'll give them some more sugar. Basically, what I want to do is, because they hadn't built any decent comb, is the problem. And so I want them to have the opportunity. That's why I want to give them a ton of the sugar, because this is what really helps them make the wax. So I want to give them a ton of the sugar, give them a little bit more time to make regular honeycomb to work with, and then see if it looks like they're not building wax properly and they're not trying to have an actual normal functioning hive, then we probably we'll do a very invasive inspection to see if we can find the queen. which I doubt that we will.
Is she marked in this
No, not in this one. She's not marked. So, okay, we'll just leave the cover. Hmm?
You want to put this opening, or leave it how it is?
They're not strong enough yet. I think we'll leave it at the smaller opening at the moment.
one? Especially because they have a little invader.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a skunk or a raccoon or something. Did you get a picture of that footprint? So, sort of mixed results between the two hives. One of the other things that we could theoretically do is if there's not a queen here, we could take a frame of eggs from that hive and bring it over here, and then they would instinctively know that they needed to make a queen, and then they would make their own queen. It'd be interesting because it would be a Russian queen. And then we'd have two Russian hives because eventually all the Italian, all this would walk out. So, all right. Any questions from the peanut gallery?
How many bees do you think you could eat?
How many bees do I think I could eat at once? Well, what is it? A third of a cup is 100 bees. Yeah.
No.
A third of a cup is 100 bees. And so how many cups of bees do you think you could eat? Personally, I don't think I could eat any because
Are they alive or are they dead?
if they're alive, they'll be more interesting, wouldn't it?
Spicier.
So
It's all about the mouthfeel.
yeah, not really interested in that. We'll let the top be there so that they can crawl back into their hive. I'll come get that later. I think that's all we have. What's the sign off today?
Let's go inside and have some iced bee.
Some iced bee? No, I don't have any iced bee. Whenever dealing with your bees, you should always be careful. Okay, bye-bye.